place match here on that number 1. Alongside Eric Olenowski, I'm John Peterson, bringing you live play-by-play coverage of 5th place match at 157. Dylan Palacio against 157-pounder Tyler Berger. Berger gets it on a single leg. Trying to bring this single leg up in the air on Palacio. And a 2-point takedown for Berger. See if Palacio get anything going because it didn't seem like he was himself in the semifinal wrestleback match.
Exactly what I was just going to say. He didn't look like what he did against Kemmerer. I mean, even last night against LaValle, he was in that match.
Well, looks like Palacio trying to come out from the bottom here. He's working. He's not giving up. He's working from the bottom. Getting taken down right away. 2-point takedown for Berger. Palacio scrambling here. Likes his scrambling position. Try to step away from the arm there. He'll roll with the leg one more time. Pass through another leg. Keep rolling. Pass through.
And this could be dangerous for Palacio.
And after all that turning, we're still in the same position. And all that turning gave a minute of riding time there for Berger.
And taking a peek at the left knee of Dylan Palacio, I wonder if there's numbers to say how many wrestlers from the NCAA championships get surgery after this season. A lot. And a majority of the time it's knees because you see those weird positions that people get in and you can't stop it. That is how our sport has evolved over the past 10 years. Scrambling wasn't around. You didn't see it too much 10, 15 years ago, but the evolution of the scramble, I'm sure that the injury rate for knees has drastically increased.
It's gotten to be more strategic on what position, not just to pick down to get out, but if you're actually going to be picking both up, because there's guys that like scrambling. They like being in that position. Brett Favre from Minnesota is one of them. He loves to scramble. You'll see that tonight against Jaden Cox as he goes for a national title to end his career as a Golden Gopher. He likes that scrambling position, and some guys, they just wrestle with funk. And it's just, they love that position. And next thing you know, you can throw in a leg cradle or something. But yeah, a lot of those injuries at the end of the year you don't hear about. And the next thing you know, the guy during the off season is wearing a cast or something from something that he probably suffered halfway through the season.
A lot of these guys wrestle through the injuries. As Berger was picking up a near fall count there, but I've mentioned it several times on the broadcast, but Austin Dewey, and he wrestles for Boise State at 174 pounds, cut his entire top lip open. They go back to action, and he can't continue to wrestle because it's just bleeding so much. They stuff gauze in his mouth, and they tape his mouth shut, and he continues to wrestle for 6 additional minutes. No other sport in college you will never see that.
No, not at all. That's a story to itself right there.
Physical and mental toughness, nothing else like it.
Speaking of that, from the high school level, the great Spencer Lee tears his ACL in the season, working with wrestling with a torn ACL. Unfortunately, loses his last high school match to the Drexel commit DeSantos. And hats off to that kid. I mean, that kid's number 4 in the nation going against the number 1 ranked kid, pound for pound, in the nation. Of course, Spencer Lee tech falls him in the state tournament the previous year. So DeSantos gets the rematch, and Spencer Lee wrestling off a torn ACL. It is relentless. 150 left here in the second, just underway. 2:47 of riding time for Berger. Palacio yet to score a point here.
And he's trying to scramble out of this bottom position. He's not working up. He's rolling to that hip. He's trying the fat man's roll. And he's creating zero separation with his hips. And this is how the period is going to go if he's going to continue to take that route.
1:20 left here in the second. Halfway through the match at 157 pounds. Tyler Berger of Nebraska. Dylan Palacio, Cornell.
Chicken wing on the right side for Berger.
Minute left here in the second. That's one thing that's comical as you listen to Mark Manning yell. He lost his voice probably in the second round of this tournament. And him and Coach Snyder both animated, like getting up there, communicating with their wrestlers. Any match it is, they're always there communicating. But and Mark Manning, of course, doesn't have a voice yet, but he wouldn't have it any other way. 52 seconds left as we have some injury time. I think blood time here from Cornell's Dylan Palacio. Just a reminder tonight, a season-long journey comes to an end as the nation's top wrestlers square off here in St. Louis for the right to be called a champion. The finals of the NCAA Wrestling Championships tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. Clean up some blood here on the side of the mat. 3:40 of riding time for Tyler Berger. If you look at the finals tonight, I mean, you have some pretty exciting matches. I mean, right off the bat at 125, you've got Ethan Lezak against Darian Cruz. Probably the match you weren't expecting to see, but hey, you're going to see a guy that's really good on his feet from Lehigh and a guy that's ridiculous on top from Minnesota.
Could be a good match, could be a boring match. If Ethan Lezak's able to pick up a takedown, he is one of the best riders in the country. I mean, you put him in a book with Drew Hughes. I would have put Eric Montoya in before this round. But yeah, one of the best guys in the country, and he can get on top, and he will ride you for entire periods.
Well, that's what happened against Thomas Gilman, where he was up 8-0 against Thomas Gilman. And he actually rode out Suriano for a full period also. So Lezak, the Pennsylvania boy, he can ride. Palacio is gonna give up some back points and trying to scramble. 2 back points waiting for Berger as Palacio's trying to come up the back door. He'll give up 2, but he'll get the 2-point reversal. Give me 2, I'll give you 2. 4-2. Essentially still a 2-0 match.
So look at the riding time.
4.5 minutes. And the time's going the wrong way, actually. Riding time's going to have to go down. And that's the end of the second period.
And the Nebraska coach is pointing out a great point here. It's at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. There's only going to be 2 minutes on the clock. So even if he gets to 2 minutes of riding time, he'll still have 2 minutes and 32 seconds. They
need that for records, or I guess they have to have it officially. But yeah, it's Coach Snyder and Mark Manning are saying that who cares? Let's just go on.
Let's get back to the center. Get back to action. Don't worry about it. And Michael Kemmerer
in overtime
picks up the takedown for 3rd place over on mat number 3 against Joe Smith of Oklahoma State.
Berger is going to get out for it. At 1 point escape and going on the legs here of Palacio. Palacio nearly had himself stuck again, laying straight on his back. Yeah, they'll call potentially dangerous.
I'm sure Rob Cole, it must be a delight to have him on the team, but Rob Cole must be on the edge of his seat every time Palacio wrestles because you never know what you're going to get.
No.
The funk comes and he could either pick up a fall or get pinned at any point. And that's what he said in an interview. Last night he said I could either go 0-2 or I can make it to the finals.
Yeah. He's the people's champ.
The people's champ. That's what he said.
The people's champ. I'm a dangerous man when it comes towards that. Minute 10. Thought for sure he was going to write his own book. Minute left. There he goes to Ivy League. I'm sure he could. Ivy League school.
Great at soccer as well, is Dylan Palacio.
You just think about these guys that go to, as Palacio has Berger in trouble on his back, scrambling position. 45 seconds left.
They're going to get, they're going to get Coach Snyder for control of that area. He was near the clock, a quarter of a man away.
We're out of bounds. Speaking of these Ivy League wrestlers, try going to a school like Harvard, going to a school like Cornell, and still doing a sport. Going to Brown, I mean, you're there for wrestling, but you're also there for academics too. So I mean, hats off to those guys who. Kyle Dake, 4-time national champ. I'm sure he has some smarts. He's going to have to.
And when you think about those guys competing at a high level, not only academically but also in athletics, I think of Troy Nickerson. Troy Nickerson had a great GPA. I know it was above 3.5, and for him to be on the national stage, he made it to Saturday night multiple times.
Yeah. 4 seconds left.
And we just said 4 seconds left. Tyler Berger with the riding time 6-3.
And that will do it. Berger. Nebraska has a 5th place finisher of 157. We're getting ready here for 165. All the